Well, for more on this, we're joined by Nathalie MacDermott, a paediatrician in London who worked in Liberia during the Ebola outbreak. Ms MacDermott, good to speak to you, or Dr MacDermott, good to speak to you. Just give us a sense of what this emergency outbreak by the WHO means.
Well, the declaration by the WHO is in relation to the possible association with Zika virus and the incidence of microcephaly in children in South America. So it's not about Zika virus particularly, but it's about the possible association with microcephaly and the implications of that, obviously, for pregnant women in South America. But this declaration means now that hopefully there will be a strategy in place for all countries that are affected in South America by the Zika virus, and that money and resources will be supplied to these countries to try and control the vector population, which is the Aedes mosquito, to try and reduce the incidence of disease in this country. And also a strategy for developing a vaccine should be in place, and also for research into determining whether the Zika virus actually is causing microcephaly in infants of women who are infected during pregnancy.
And Dr MacDermott, you worked in Liberia during the Ebola outbreak. What do you think the WHO has learned in terms of dealing with Ebola and how they'll approach dealing with Zika?
Well, Zika is a very different virus from Ebola. It doesn't cause the same kind of disease at all that Ebola does, and it isn't transmitted from person to person. So the way that we deal with Zika is going to be very, very different to how we needed to deal with Ebola. But I think that the WHO has learnt significantly from its failings in its response to the Ebola crisis, in that it has responded far, far quicker to the situation with Zika. It called an emergency meeting of the International Health Regulations Committee far quicker, and this declaration of a public health emergency of international concern has come much quicker than the declaration did for Ebola. And that just shows that it's taking steps now to recognise crises and emergencies of emerging infectious diseases much, much quicker than it has done previously. And hopefully this is a change that we will see consistently now with the WHO, and they will hopefully have strategies now that they can implement to do this consistently, where we see emerging infectious diseases arising for which we don't necessarily have the tools in place to deal with them in the immediate sense.
Well, Dr MacDermott there from Imperial College, London. We do have to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us.